What's up, guys? This is Brave. I'm back for another review of Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 7, episode 13. The episode is titled The Sisterhood of the Traveling Beefs. Let's jump right into the episode. So we start this episode off with Karen. She's at home with Ray, and she lets us know that we are going to Mexico. Yes, we are going to Mexico. Not just the cast, the viewers as well. And they're going there because Ashley wanted to celebrate her birthday. She's turning 34, and Mexico isn't too far for them. So that's where they're going to be going. They also are going to bring Wendy with them because Karen said that her and Ashley and Wendy, they're going to be going down to Mexico earlier than the other girls. So that way they can get the room situation, handled. Because what we're not going to do is the same stuff that Mia did. It had people in one room over here. There's no bathroom. We're sharing a bathroom. One girl didn't even have a place to stay. Like, we ain't doing that. So they're going to go ahead and go down ahead of time. And then we're going to bring Wendy because Wendy got beef with a lot of people. Or should I say a lot of people have beef with Wendy. Unnecessarily, I might add. But yeah, that is the plan. Alright, now let's slide on over to the next scene, and we see Giselle. She's riding in the car. She ends up having a conversation with Robin, and I will say this. I wish that this was like the version of Giselle that we've always gotten. Like, her not being messy, us learning more about her life. Because I was like, oh my gosh, Giselle, you've been going through this for 3 years, and you've been on this show for 3 years. And what I'm referring to is the fact that she has fibroids. So she has a fibroid issue. She had to have a biopsy done, and it was extremely painful. But, baby girl made it through. We learned that she's going to have not only the fibroids removed, but she's also going to have her uterus removed. Which I'm just like, whoa, that's like a lot to deal with. But one thing that I will say about this situation is I'm really glad that this was something that happened to her later in life, because Giselle was actually able to have her 3 daughters, which, as we know, that is her pride and joy. Like, honestly, I feel like when we see Giselle with her daughters, we see a whole other side of her. So I'm so glad that she was able to have 3 girls. And this issue came up for her later down the road. So, of course, the girls have to talk about Karen's show. Now, of course, they still don't understand the show. They don't feel like Karen did enough for her show. I'll say this. When the producers put the amount of time that Karen was actually out there, I definitely was like, all right, Karen, you was playing games. But I understand this idea of it kind of being like a variety show, because like I said in my previous review, what were they expecting Karen to go out there and do? Was she supposed to go out there and juggle? Was she supposed to go out there and tell jokes? Like, we don't see her as like a comedy person like that. So her being a host, answering a few questions, yeah, that's about what the Grand Dame will be doing. And of course, Giselle has to bring up the fact that Charisse was not in attendance at Karen's show. So her main goal is to get to the bottom of it, because Charisse actually put in their group chat a video of, what's her name, Karen and Mia. They both were like dancing or something, and like they both had a nip slip at the same time, which was kind of weird to me. I'm like, all right, y'all kind of strange. What are y'all doing? But Karen was upset about that. And that was pretty much that scene. Wait a second. I almost forgot. Did y'all happen to notice that Giselle has a new car? Giselle is not riding around in the little Gucci mobile that was super duper old. Just throwing that out there because that car was made a long time ago. But I am so glad that she has another car. Look at her having a Range Rover, upgraded in life. Now let's talk about her bestie Robin, because we see Robin's at home with the boys as well as Juan, y'all. Juan Dixon is actually here. I'm surprised. But he's only there because he has to get fit for his suit for this wedding that they're supposed to be having. Okay, so this is what we learned about their future wedding plans, okay? She has this guy come in who's going to, fit the boys as well as fit Juan for their suits. And they are the only ones who are going to be at this wedding. Just the four of them. Not even her parents, who have been supporting them for years. You know what I'm saying? They are not even invited to the wedding. I'm just like, so you mean to tell me, Robin, that it's just going to be you, your husband, your two kids, not even your mom and dad, and maybe like his dad, because I think his mom passed away or something like that? Like, what's so wrong with including your parents? That's a bit strange, especially considering they're supportive of you and Juan getting married. This isn't like this is the first time y'all are getting married and nobody is supporting y'all. I don't know. It's just very strange. And then on top of that, when the guy who came in to fit them for the suits, she was like, oh, well, we need to get married before his season starts. And at the bottom of the screen, it literally said 40 days until July or whatever that was. And I'm just like, 40 days? Robin, what is this? Y'all could just go to the courthouse. Please, just go to the courthouse and save us all some time. Because this is foolishness. Also, did y'all happen to peep how the guy who's making the suits was like, I wish that the date was flexible? Because honestly, a 40-day turnaround for 3 custom suits, that is pretty fast, especially if he has like a busy business doing this. And it's so funny how like people on reality shows, they always have these fast turnarounds, and it's like, do y'all ever plan anything thoroughly? Like, can you please give the business some extra time? Because if not, I hope they are charging you up the ass for you making them have to rush to make things happen for you. Just throwing that out there. All right, now let's go ahead and jump to this scene with Mia and Gordon while Mia is pretending to be so busy with work. Okay, let me not do that to her. So her and G, they're confirming dates of when there's going to be a new practice open, blase, blase, blah. All right, cool. According to Mia, it is, helping the family first and her husband and the business. And, Mia just comes last. I'm sorry, I can't see that for Mia, but okay, we gonna ride with this storyline. Also, was it me, or did it low-key look like she was looking on Amazon when they like showed the shot from where you can see her computer? I'm like, girl, you shopping on Amazon? What's happening? So, anyways, they go over that, and then they talk about how her and Jacqueline are basically beefing right now. And that is because Jacqueline is mad that Mia is not helping her find a babysitter. So Jacqueline's sister actually watches Mia's kids. And I guess she was just going to try to piggyback off of, she's already watching your kids. We just going to go ahead and throw my 2 in as well. Or something like that. That's what I'm going to assume. But Mia is just so drained from the situation because she doesn't feel like she needs to be responsible for Jacqueline's kids. Now, I will say this. Coming from Mia's perspective, I absolutely understand that. You definitely need to be responsible for your own kids. Why can't your kids go be with their daddy for a weekend or however long this little trip gonna be? They can't stay at their daddy house because last time I checked, Jacqueline, y'all not together. So when did he get the kids? Or you should have come to me and like, hey, since my sister will be watching your kids and we're going to be on this trip together, maybe she can watch mine as well. Like, I'm thinking maybe that could have happened. I don't know. Let me know what y'all thought about this when y'all first heard about it. So, all right, y'all. So the ladies are going to be making their way to Mexico. We did see that Ashley, Karen, as well as Wendy, they were all together going to Mexico, right? And then we saw the other girls getting there and they headed to Mexico. One thing that I wanted to point out was it's so interesting to see how like all the ladies arrive and they just have like some average everyday luggage. Y'all remember back in the day when like Housewives of Atlanta, they used to always try to flex and make sure they had Louis Vuitton luggage? Y'all remember that, or am I tripping? And also, I just want to point out that it definitely looks like Wendy and Karen have on the same outfit when they get to the hotel. I'm just like, wait, is Wendy just wearing the white version and Karen wearing the black? Like, what's happening here? But let's go ahead and get to the melee and drama that's happening on the other flight. Alright, so all the girls are basically confirming that, they got to it. It was Jacqueline and Mia, and they were going back and forth about their kids and how Jacqueline was saying how, Mia, you ain't raising your kids right. It takes a village, all this stuff. So Mia is living. Well, one thing that I noticed was that all the girls were surrounding Mia while Jacqueline was sitting by herself. I was like, that's interesting. Maybe because she's a cast member. I'm not really sure. So Mia goes on to tell us this story about how all of this started at Karen's live show. All right, y'all know, I can't lie, this confused me. So basically, when they were at the show, the nanny is talking to G, and her, it's like, oh, I can't find Ava and Lucas, which are Jacqueline's kids. And she's like, oh, well, tell her mom because she's right here. Keep in mind, this is Jacqueline's sister. So Jacqueline's sister is telling Mia this information. So some type of way, all this blew up from that. Now, I thought, because the way Mia worded it earlier in the episode, she made it seem like, oh, I'm tired of Jacqueline always assuming that all of our kids will be watched together by her sister. My whole thing is, like, if she's missing these children, like, was it that she was supposed to watch them and she couldn't find them? Were the kids missing in the house? Like, I don't know. This story sounds real weird. So, anyways, at one point, Mia is like, listen, your children are not my responsibility. So Jacqueline's response is, it takes a village to raise a child, but you wouldn't know anything about that. And Mia took this personal. One thing I will say about Mia is she personalizes everything. If someone says something to her, she takes it internally as if someone's really making a dig at her. Now, within this situation, I'll say this. Mia, you are right. Your responsibility is your own family, your immediate family, your children for sure. But the way you and Jacqueline have been rocking, as if y'all are besties, y'all are lovers, y'all are partners, whatever you want to call it, like, she's expecting for you to have, a little bit more responsibility, I would say. Now, here's the problem when it comes to Jacqueline, though. Jacqueline, you cannot, rely on somebody else to always have your back. I just feel like Jacqueline feels like, Mia, you owe me this. Like, clearly, Jacqueline has been, riding for Mia for a very long time. According to Mia, she even lived with Jacqueline when she was younger. So Jacqueline and her family probably have always been there for Mia. So now when Mia came up and you got this man who got money and all this stuff, oh yeah, girl, we all coming up. Because there's no way, this is why I keep saying they have the weirdest relationship, because there's no way this girl, she goes through a breakup and you put down a down payment for her to get a car. And then on top of that, now we have to share babysitters. We sharing soap. We sharing deodorant. We sharing... Y'all are sharing too much, okay? What I realized that Jacqueline at this point is like, okay, the tables have turned. Now I'm about to depend on you for some stuff. I really think that, but let's go ahead and move on, because we see Ashley and baby girl is over here looking like she went shopping at Bedroom Candy. I said, what is this? Baby girl done bought everybody a toy. I said, I cannot. What is happening? So we see the girls, they are getting on the bus, right? So they can go to the hotel or whatever. And I'm just like, Jacqueline, where you gonna sit at? Because honestly, these are Mia's friends. Like, they not even your friends like that. Like, this is awkward for you. I can only imagine what is going through her head. Now, while they are on this bus, you have Candace out here telling the girls that they should try to play I Spy and look at themselves in mirrors and play inspector for each other. I said, girl, now how did you hear this story about Mia and Jacqueline and think that would be the thing for all y'all ladies to do for each other? Like, what is happening here? Candace, you don't even like half these girls. What's wrong with you? So then we jump on over to Karen and Ashley. They're putting together these little gift bags or whatever. And they have little gifts for everybody. But Ashley is like, oh my gosh, I feel bad because I don't have something personalized for Charisse. And Karen is like, oh, we good. God is good. I said, what? She does not like that woman at all. So the ladies arrive, and did y'all catch when they were getting off the bus and somebody was like, don't forget about Jacqueline to Mia, and she's like, she's a big bitch, she'll be alright, or something like that. And I'm like, girl, you the biggest one of them all, what are you talking about? So the ladies actually head over to the Amber Room where they're gonna, have this whole little birthday celebration for Ashley, which is really cute. Now, one thing I will say, in her confessional, y'all, now let me know, am I crazy? Because I feel like she just kind of slipped up and told her herself, because she said, these girls have been with me for like so many parts of my life, for me getting separated from Michael, us getting back together, and the boys being born. Now, there has not been any other time that she is separated from Michael. So for her to say, they separated, got back together, was that her letting that slide that she back with that man on a low key? Because I thought she was just parading around with some other white man from Bravo. Ashley, what's going on here? Or have y'all broken up before and we didn't know as the public? What is happening? Y'all, this turned into the Mia and Jacqueline show. Sorry, Ashley, your birthday is just not that important for the girls to get along. So, of course, it's already awkward because you have two people who are supposed to be best friends. They're sitting at opposite tables or whatever. So Jacqueline is low-key trying to tell like her side of the story. And Karen is like, is Mia controlling or something like that? She's like, yeah, she's controlling. And when she doesn't get her way, she acts this way. And then she basically said that, Mia, she turns on her. And she's like, nah, I didn't turn on you, but she keeps it 100% or whatever. And Jacqueline is like, I just think she need more D in her life. Oh, why she say that? Because Mia was like, oh, you don't talk about the D. You don't talk about the D. Well, let's talk about all the D's you have in your life or something like that. And I'm like, wait, what's happening right now? Because Mia's follow-up is, don't try me, you feeling yourself. As if she's trying to sun this girl. Okay, here's the thing. Jacqueline can have as many D's as she wants, wherever she wants to put them. It does not matter. Because last time I checked, she's a single woman. She was not married to her baby daddy. They just had a bad breakup or whatever. And yeah, she's single. What's the problem? Oh, baby, we quickly learned the problem because Mia shouts out, well, keep your legs closed to married men. I said, oh, not the DD Leaks line. Y'all, it must have been true because Jacqueline's response was like, I'm done with you. And I feel like that right there, I don't think their friendship can come back. I'm sorry. Even though they were friends for all those years, all that stuff, I really think that when it comes to their friendship, Mia, you definitely took it too far, because at the end of the day, this is supposed to be your best friend. You just met these women that you are around. They're not even your friends like that. But you gonna sit up here and put her on Front Street? Hell, she ain't even a cast member like that. And then as far as Jacqueline goes, I honestly feel like, girl, if you knew she had that kind of heat, you should just went on ahead and just left it alone. Because you were trying to, tell the girls how you felt about Mia, but Mia kind of sunned you in a way of being like, girl, these are my friends. They ain't your friends. So I'm going to put you on Front Street. Well, y'all, when we came back from commercial break, girl, you had Jacqueline crying because she was like, she's always been there for her. Like I said, she always been rocking with Mia. And for Mia to say that, oh, that hurt. That definitely hurt. But then when she finished up her little segment, her little speech she had going, she was like, because I never mess with your husband. And I'm like, wait, how do we get to her messing around with Gordon? I think she was just saying you messing with married men, period. See, this is what I'm saying. Their relationship is very strange. Like, literally, all the girls are trying to figure out what is going on. You have Candace going over to Mia and being like, yo, you need to go talk to her outside. Like, that is your best friend. Y'all been friends for years. You have Wendy over here trying to calm down Jacqueline. And Jacqueline's like, we had a 30-year friendship. That is done. And then some type of way, it circled back to the kids being at Mia's house. And Mia like, yeah, her kids at my house eating up my food, all this stuff. And I'm like, Mia, like, let's be honest. All of this circles back is because you took her saying that it takes a village to raise a child, but you wouldn't understand that. I honestly feel like you took that personal dig and said, baby, I'm going for the jugular. I'm going to the gutter. Like, girl, I don't even understand how anybody can be friends with me, because the way she just did Jacqueline, I can never be her friend, because if she knows any dirt on you, she gonna put it out and she don't even care. She don't care. But I'm like, girl, you doing this on national TV in front of some girls who, again, are not your friends like that. So the ladies decide to table this and they go to the second surprise. And what was that? A shaman. So the ladies are out there with this shaman saying, what their purpose is on this earth, him putting sage and smoke around them, the typical stuff. I mean, I don't know much about shamans, but we already know it don't matter who try to help these girls, it ain't gonna work. But when they were going around saying whatever they had to say, and Karen got in that confessional and said, I don't know why this has-been leprechaun is around, baby, I fell out. Oh, I fell out. So the ladies, they are going to go get dressed or whatever, take a shower, all this stuff. Now, I can't lie. When they was on that beach, I was definitely giving a side eye to Candace, because she mentioned how she was going to go wash her butt like 3 times. I said, girl, what's the problem? Is there a problem going on down there? Nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on. So the ladies check out their rooms. They see their gift bags. Only thing I can point out is the fact that Robin literally put the veil on, goes outside, is really windy, and instead of her even trying to hold on to the veil, it just flies right off. I said, okay, clearly this is a sign. Robin, you should probably take the hit. So it is time for the ladies to have dinner, and we see Karen, Ashley, and Giselle. They sit down first, and Ashley talks about how she saw Giselle out on a date. Now, she's dating a guy named Steve, who we actually saw previously when she went down to go see her dad on that episode. I can't remember how many seasons ago that was. And I'm just like, well, that's interesting, because no offense, but I thought that Giselle liked dark-skinned men, because the guys who she really was gung-ho for, they were all dark-skinned. But maybe she's switching it up. Y'all, so Charisse arrived or whatever, and I honestly looked at her dress, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, what in the Rue 21 is happening? I just feel like she be wearing clothes that do not fit her body type at all. Like, I don't know. I feel like she's too old for that floral print that she was wearing. Like, there's definitely more sophisticated prints out there. Nonetheless, the ladies start to trickle in. And honestly, let's talk about some of these outfits, because Wendy, cute. Wendy was cute. I feel like Jacqueline, that's how she always looks. Giselle, from the waist up, it looked like she had on a tank top. So I'm like, what's happening here? And I did not like her wig. I already talked about Charisse. I did not like Candace's outfit. Like, I don't know where she thought she was going with that on. I just was not a fan, especially not with that hairstyle. Like, maybe for like a performance or something, but not here. Karen, her look was cool. It was like a good color for her. And then we had Robin, it was a hot bubblegum pink dress. Okay, whatever. It was honestly clashing with her hair color. Oh, and also, Mia looked like Mia. So the ladies go around and talk about what their gifts were. And of course, Robin's like, mine was really cute. It was a veil, but oh my gosh, it blew away. Baby, why in the confessional Karen was roasting her? I said, you know what, Karen? You do not see it for Robin or this marriage, and we see each other. So the ladies talk about their lady parts even more, and then we also hear from Candace, and she actually opens up at this table of women that she don't really like that, about how, she thought she was pregnant for a second, but of course she wasn't pregnant, but she is going to do another round of IVF soon. So she's just hoping that, this will just be like a fresh start for her. So, of course, Giselle has to get it started, and she's like, oh, well, Sharice, I did tell Karen that, you sent that video because you were upset that you weren't invited to her show. And she's like, oh no, that's not the full reason why. But she knew that Karen, she would not have liked that she posted it or whatever. So Karen is like, listen, you say that we should try to, move forward. You could have just sent the video to me. It could have been like a little joking matter. Basically, you didn't have to put it in a group and try to bust me out. You could have just, sent it to me like, girl, look at how drunk you were the other night. Ha, ha, ha. You know what I'm saying? Baby, when I tell you the way Karen was very direct with Sharice, like, she was being so honest. And the facial expressions of Wendy and Ashley had me cackling. So at one point you have Sharice talking about how, her dad died and how, Karen didn't reach out to her. Karen's like, listen, I sent you a text message and sent you my condolences, and that's all I have to give to you. She is so done with this woman. But of course, now we want to talk about how, Sharice, she went to like the funeral or whatever for one of Karen's parents, because as we both know, since Karen has been on this show, she's lost both of her parents. Now, Sharice is trying to say, that she was showed up for her and she was there for her. I honestly feel like Karen can see through the BS. And all because somebody show up at a funeral, baby, that is not them really showing up for you. That is them trying to be nosy, trying to see what's going on. Okay? Baby, when I tell you Karen was pissed, she was like, don't you bring up my mom's name, don't even bring up my mom. I feel like maybe they might have spliced and diced, and maybe Sharice said something like, mention her mom or something. I'm not really sure, but all I know is that Karen went off. You got Sharice trying to argue back. Baby, it's a mess. And all we got is a to be continued, y'all. So I am so ready for the rest of this season. For real, for real. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.